Yo guys, what is up? SheikahShroom here. I'm here to talk a little bit about Sonic Forces and my thoughts about the game. I just thought I'd express how I feel about this game, and like everyone else has kind of done videos about that already, but I just thought I'd toss in what I thought of it. Anyway, let's get into this, guys. Okay, first let's start off with the story. Not the most important thing, but it's kind of worth mentioning. The story starts off with Eggman in his lab, examining his newest creation. And all of a sudden, it just throws you into Green Hill Zone. And once Sonic gets to the city, he finds all of his old rivals, along with Eggman's creation Infinite, which end up beating the crap out of Sonic. And they capture Sonic, and he's presumed dead, even though he ends up being alive. Don't worry, that's not really a spoiler, since you learn about it like 10 minutes into the game, but whatever. And with Sonic out of the way, Eggman basically takes over the entire world. In the process of this, Sonic's friends form a resistance to fight against Eggman. Then your avatar, that's where your custom character comes into play. Make he or she look whatever you want to look like. There's lots of clothing and stuff that you can get for it. Then once the resistance learn that Sonic is alive, they rescue him, and then it just kind of continues from there, and they just try to stop Eggman and stop his schemes. That's pretty much what happens. Like, they rescue Sonic, and then they do stuff to try to stop him. Like, near the beginning, you can see a lot of potential brewing up, but it just never really goes anywhere, and it's just not too good. The story is better than Colors and Generations. I'm kind of gonna stop the story there, just because I don't want to spoil it for anyone, even though there's not too much to spoil. But anyway, just in case you don't want spoilers. Okay, next for how this game looks, and also how it sounds. I got the game on Switch, and I honestly think it looks pretty good. Not as good as PS4, from what the gameplay I've seen, or PC, but otherwise, graphics are good, nothing much to say there. And the soundtrack for the game is pretty nice as well. Sonic's music is kind of dubstep-y, maybe with some guitar playing in the background. Avatar has some kind of dubstep-y themes. Avatar's level themes are usually dubstep with vocal themes in the background, which is pretty nice. It's been a while since there have been a lot of vocal themes in a Sonic game. So yeah, it's pretty good there. There was only like one track that I didn't like, I think. I think it was the one that was on the Death Egg, maybe? I don't know. No offense to anyone who likes that song that's on Death Egg. I forget which one it is. You know, I did like most of it. But anyway. And then Classic Sonic, which... just listen to this. They just try so hard to mimic the original music from the Genesis games, and they fall flat on their face. This music sounds incredibly awful. Oh, I forgot I mentioned Classic Sonic in the story. He literally appears for no apparent reason, and apparently he's from a different dimension or something. I don't know, this game doesn't really make any sense. Okay, now on to the gameplay. The gameplay is divided into technically four, but still three parts. There's Sonic's gameplay, Avatar gameplay, and Classic Sonic gameplay. Okay, first for Sonic's gameplay. Sonic's gameplay is basically the same as Colors. You collect wisps and just blast through levels at top speed. Sad thing this time is that, and just so everyone knows, I really like most of the boosting games. I haven't played Unleashed yet. I don't know how good that is, but Colors and Generations are really good games. I really like the level design, even though, as much as people say it's quote-unquote boost to win, the gameplay is actually really fun, and it's actually really fun trying to keep your momentum. Well, imagine all the challenge and fun in the boost games. Imagine those are thrown out the window. Instead, in Sonic Forces, you just blast at top speed through little narrow linear pathways. If there's any chance that you might lose speed or might fall off, there are just a bunch of boost pads to make sure that you don't lose your speed. That's basically Sonic's 3D gameplay. And the 2D isn't that much good either. It's like regular 2D Sonic gameplay, but it just doesn't go anywhere, it feels like. You're not blasting at high speed like you are in Generations 2D levels. There's no interesting platforming like Colors. It's just kind of like, it's okay. Okay, normal 2D platforming. Overall, Sonic's gameplay is playable slash okay. It's just not that much challenge. And also, I forgot I mentioned how Sonic controls. Basically, controls really stiffly, it feels like, especially when he's boosting. His jump, the physics for his jump feel a little bit off, maybe. One thing I do like about Sonic this time is that his boost, when you're boosting in the air, he kind of curves upwards. That's kind of neat, I guess. It's okay. Okay, now onto the Avatar. He's basically Sonic, only he's armed with Wispins, which are these weapons powered by wisps. Most of them really slow down your momentum, but otherwise, the flamethrower one is pretty nice, but you can pretty much just mow down all your enemies. They don't really have that much challenge, or there's not really that. The enemies don't offer that much challenge. They just sit there and charge up their weapons for like 5 seconds, and you can just wipe them out with your flamethrower. Like they aren't even that hard to defeat. It's just lame. Also, he has a hook shot. I mean, grappling hook thing that he can use to on these little red things to use it to go through the levels and stuff. So that's a kind of nice level gimmick, maybe. Even though the yellow things that our Avatar automatically grapples onto, which is kind of lame, to be honest, because if it was more interactive, so you would have to press like A or B if you're playing on Switch, or X if you're playing on PlayStation. It would offer a little more challenge, but just honestly, it's kind of lame, especially the parts where you're basically just watching for instance, the part where the Avatar is on this train thing and you just watch him use the grappling hook a few times, and all of a sudden you have to like press A at the right time to hook onto a thing. It's honestly not that fun. It's not honestly that much fun. Overall, I'd say the Avatar is okay. Basically, I would put it on the same level as Sonic, maybe. Yeah, I would like to say it's a little more interesting than Sonic's gameplay, even though if it comes down to either having a Wispin that just mows down all your enemies for you, or a boost that wipes down all your enemies for you, I'd honestly prefer Sonic over the Avatar. Just Avatar, with some of its weapons, just really slows you down, it feels like, except the drill, which just blasts you at top speed towards the enemies that are right in front of you, which causes you to fall off a cliff. Not really, but still, it's kind of insane. Okay, now on to the worst part of the game. Classic Sonic. Imagine Classic Sonic, okay? From 2D games. You know, all those good platforming sections. Remember all the good level design and momentum-based physics stuff? Well, too bad. Instead, none of that sweet momentum-based physics. Picture that there are bricks attached to Sonic's feet, and about a zillion boost pads and springs just to make it feel like you're playing a Sonic game. That's basically Classic Sonic. I might be exaggerating a little bit there, but it's pretty close to what Classic Sonic's gameplay is like. Yeah, and it's kind of like the 2D sections in Sonic's gameplay in this game and the Avatar's gameplay in this game. Just that it never really gets any interesting. Just plain old 2D platforming. Yay! Okay, I forgot to mention one thing, the game's length. It's honestly not that long. I would like to say it took maybe around 4 or 5 hours to finish it, and that was only because I was messing around with like the avatar creation stuff. But overall, there are like 30 levels in the game, not including special stages, I believe. That may sound like a lot, but it only takes like a few minutes to complete each one. Except for like the ones where I'm struggling with Classic Sonic's physics, which was only one of them near the end, but otherwise they're not. Otherwise, the game honestly isn't really that long. Okay, now for replayability. There are red star rings in this, but from what I know, they don't really do anything except unlock special stages that aren't even that good. A special stage is basically a little mini stage that has a little gimmick that offers a little challenge in it, but they're honestly not that fun, and I didn't really bother at all with it. What is fun is getting clothes for your avatar so you can customize it to make it look even more awesome. You also get special Wispins sometimes. But what you do after you get all of those? Play more avatar stages, I guess. Which are fun, I guess, but again, it's just... yeah, just the gameplay in this doesn't feel fleshed out enough. Which leads to my final thoughts. Just Story, just, it's okay, better than Colors and Lost World, definitely better than Lost World's plot. That plot sucked. But honestly, the story, it feels like they're going with something they just kind of rushed it out. Gameplay, Sonic's gameplay feels extremely easy. With the Avatar, it's a little bit better, but you can still just mow down your enemies with no trouble at all. But the grappling hook mechanic thing is actually kind of neat, but never really did anything with it. Classic Sonic is bad, just plain bad. And the game is extremely short. Okay, let's show a little bit of math for you. Sonic Colors spent 2 years in development. Sonic Forces spent 4 years in development. Colors was in development 2 years shorter than Sonic Forces, and Sonic Colors is like way better than, Sonic Colors is way better than Sonic Forces. Like, this is frightening, guys. This is honestly really frightening. Most of the reason is that 2 of the people on the design team were newbies or something. They weren't really that good at making levels or whatever. That's what I've heard from YouTubers, at least. If you want the information for yourself, I'll have the links below to like the staff credits for the game or whatever. In the end, guys, this isn't a bad game, but it's not necessarily good either. So maybe mediocre, okay-ish. I will honestly say this game is okay-ish. It doesn't feel like it's fleshed out. Sonic's gameplay feels too easy. Avatar feels like it could use more work. Classic Sonic is horrible. I feel really disappointed, and I wish that this game could have been good, but it just isn't. Let me know what you think of the game if you've gotten it. Wait until there's a price drop, until this is like in your bargain bin at Walmart for $10. Just don't buy it in the state. Oh, don't buy this game. Like, buy Sonic Adventure, buy Sonic Colors, buy Sonic Unleashed, buy Generations, buy anything besides this game. Buy Sonic Mania if you haven't. Just don't buy it, guys. You guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed this, and subscribe if you want to see more content from this channel. If you want to support me further, please share this with anyone that you think might enjoy this. Again, thanks so much for watching, guys, and see you next time.